All right, so just to jump right into it, because why not, huh, fellas?
Flash.
What better way?
The three of us watched the Kamala Harris debate.
You did it.
And Donald Trump's debate this past Tuesday, and we're here to digest it as a group. And we took some notes. We were kind of angry, typing to each other in the group chat. So we took some notes. We wanted to kind of, expand on those notes and kind of, talk about it together and just see, what the points were from each of the candidates and the ridiculousness that kind of took place, from DJT and, yeah. And a lot of people and just so many people, a lot of people on like TikTok
Jesus.
and things like that jumped into conspiracy theories right away. So just and we can get into this later too, but I just want to start off by saying so he went to the spin room right after the debate and said, he won the debate, by a landslide.
Well, of course he did.
The polls are already coming out 94-6. So his math was already wrong. I mean, 94-7, his math was wrong. I did the right math there. But so everything he quoted was just wrong. And then he was trying to get ahead of the media first. He was trying to control the conversation about it because it was a disastrous debate. Like he did not do well. And all of his people were saying it wasn't a great night for him. But he was trying to say that he did have a great night.
I thought he won.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So thanks for saying that.
Jesus Christ. Fucking.
So I was on TikTok right after the debate and things like that, or even like Facebook and things like that. And a lot of people were being like, yeah, well, Kamala Harris had a earpiece in her ear and Barack Obama was talking to her and things like that. And so that didn't make sense. And then they were saying that Trump had a debate 3 versus 1. So the moderators, Kamala versus him. And then so then I'm saying, so you're saying he won the debate, but they cheated, implying that they won. So I'm like, where do you guys want to say? It's almost like saying Joe Biden is demented, but yet he's pulling all these conspiracy theories against, you know what I mean? It's like you can't have it both ways again. You guys are just, pick a lane again. So
the thoughts with them don't go that far. They don't overlap. It's like Joe Biden is a mastermind. He's doing all this shit to fuck us over. Separate thought. Joe Biden is a fucking idiot and he shouldn't be president.
Right.
The chunks of their brain ain't talking.
Right.
The chunks of the brain that have those thoughts aren't talking.
So that was kind of just what I saw immediately after the debate. But one thing too that we can kind of start off here with was obviously the opening handshake or the greeting, because before the debate they never met before in real life. They have never met. So Kamala walked up to him, and he of course didn't meet her in the middle of the stage. He went to his podium, behind his podium, and kind of was just like the awkward guy, and she just walked up to him and introduced herself like a civil person and an adult.
Like a reasonable human being in this situation. Yeah.
And and that was like, all right, so this is kind of how this is going to go. So just starting from there, what were your guys' kind of initial thoughts here?
Well, I was going to go in order, but Zach can go first.
Well, that is the order.
Yeah.
The first thing that happens is the handshake. I think that's when Trump lost. I think that's when he fucking lost, because he had no intention of meeting in the middle. And this time, so during his presidency, if you go back and look, he would do this weird thing with handshakes that he would grab the person's hand and pull it towards him, right? Yeah, he would do this
fucking lawnmower.
You're in my fucking house now type of shit, right? Some sort of tough guy stupid shit. And this move wasn't that. Making her walk across the stage and do it wasn't that. He just intended to come out and go, whatever, fuck you, I'm going to stand behind my podium, you fucking rotten human, whatever. But of course, Kamala walks, and you could feel the confusion and the confidence coming from Kamala, just being no, this is what you do. This is how humans act, anyway. But then I think it had that bonus effect of now Trump's off balance, because he's oh shit, I've already lost control of what's going on here. I already whatever. And he never he just never gained any steam, man. And I think that was I think it happened to him there.
I I would agree to a point. I think that kind of got in his head a little bit, but what really got under his skin was as soon as Harris brought up the rallies. Like he held it, he held on for like another minute after that, and then he lost his fucking mind. He did exactly what his
Give him
advisors
credit for
told him.
being normal.
Yeah,
Normal for 2 fucking minutes.
yeah, he did that, and then he lost his mind. He took every bait that she laid out, and it was so obviously just she baited him, and he took it every single time. I'm wondering why that doesn't like make people ask the question, if he can do that, if she can do that with him easily, what does that say about him like being manipulated on the world stage? Any other country could easily do that to him. Russia, right? Vladimir could, just fucking bait him and get him exactly where he wants him easily, because he's so easy to fucking manipulate like that, and that was proven in this debate. I think that should be probably the biggest takeaway for the people that want to vote for him is look how easily he's manipulated. That's scary shit, man. He was already president for 4 years. Who the fuck knows what he gave away being manipulated then?
Yeah, and the sad thing is too, and this is kind of what we talked about from that first debate, is just like the subtlety of that, the bait and him taking the bait is just going to be lost on the folks that are going to vote for him. In my opinion, I just think that they're going to see, they're going to be like, well, I went to the rallies, nobody left early. They're just going to be like, just going to jump on the old train and be like, well, I was there, and even if they did leave early, they're going to be like defend their boy type thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think that even if they are a Trump supporter, maybe the undecided, I mean, any reasonable person would see that, like us, like we saw that, we are like, all right, there it is. I saw it in real time too. I was like, God damn, he fell right into that trap. I told Kaylee, I was like, damn, did you see that? And she's like, yeah, that was just grade A, just fucking, bait and fall right into it. So
here's the layup and the spike. He takes it
Yeah.
right in the face.
Yeah, it was.
I will say too, you brought up the first debate with Biden. Trump was just as insane in that debate, but Biden took a lot of that, like people noticing that, away because he was, Biden. So
Right. He was a little off.
right,
I
people
think
were
the thing here is you have Trump being insane for the first time in a long time, arguing with like someone who is all the way there, and also arguing with someone who was a fucking prosecutor for a long time. She like put her career on her ability to debate and argue things, which is why you see too look when she laid that bait immediately. You know that was a thing that they like prepared for, and they're like, "Hey, if something doesn't start going your way, lay this out," right? Because the way she laid it out was a little abrupt. It didn't really flow, but they had just brought up immigration, which everyone thinks she's a bitch on for, various reasons, which whatever. So everyone thinks she's weak on that. So like she's not going to want to touch on that too much because she doesn't have the backing that she has for a lot of these other policy things that they covered. So of course she goes, "Oh, you want to talk about immigration? I'm going to bring up rallies. You're going to fly off the rails, and this whole fucking thing is now up in the air." Right? Like she essentially told Donald to just flip the fucking poker table, and now it's anyone's game again. And
right.
she reset the game like that a few times.
Well, yeah, I think she placed the pieces and then just let him talk. That's all she had to do. And that's the other crazy conspiracy theory about this is that she had an earpiece. Is like that meme said, how the fuck does that make Donald Trump say crazy shit? Her having an earpiece. He was fucking up. Like him getting asked a question and him bombing miserably doesn't matter if she had an earpiece or not. She didn't, but like
Right.
that doesn't affect anything.
No, he could still have, if he was a reasonable person, could have answered the questions in such a way that it wouldn't have mattered if he had taken any time to prepare with anything. But instead, the dude stood up there and, yeah, said all the insane shit that we'll probably get to in the next. What are we doing? This 6 hours? Like,
Yeah.
this was the longest hour and a half of my life, dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will. Well, I was going to say, so yeah, getting fact checked instantly was very funny to watch.
The cats and dogs thing, he dug in way too fucking hard on. But I know we're jumping around, but the fact check about the, they're killing babies at 9 months thing. Like, first of all, yeah, you got to fact check shit like that. Here's the thing, like, I don't know. Again, we're talking to nobody here as far as like middle of the road people, I assume, because I don't know who the fuck listens to this far in. But like when you say asinine, insane shit, that's when you get fact checked. When you say dangerous shit, you get fact checked, which is why Kamala didn't get fact checked. Because if she said things that weren't a lie or they were fuzzy or anything like she was twisting things, it's not going to be immediately there, and it's not dangerous to say that. That's the job for people at home or for like people to do the next day and the next day and the next day for NPR or Reuters or whoever to put out their articles. But in the moment, when you say that in Minnesota, where I am currently in Minneapolis, which has burned down, apparently, I'm told, it's all on fire. I can see it.
Look how
I've
charred
been
your house
shot and
is.
dead. Yeah, dude, I've been shot 3 times today. I don't know. It's absolutely insane. My car's been stolen twice. There's 0 police here, so I had to get it back myself. But the idea that we're in here pulling babies out and just going like, "Hey, you want this?" And they go like, "Nah, I don't really want it." And we're just like, "All right, kapow!" Like, and also like the other insane part of that is who in the fuck is carrying a baby full term, delivering it, and then saying like, "Nah, fam, like kill it." Like adoption is one thing, right? Like I don't, put it up for adoption. Shooting it, like we're just executing babies.
I have an answer for that. It's the same people that are still fucking undecided about who to vote for.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like that's the only way you could be this undecided is if you carry a fucking baby all the way to term, be like, I don't know if I still want it. Like that doesn't fucking happen. You shouldn't be happening right now, Mr. or Mrs. or whoever undecided voter. That shouldn't be like this should be easy for. Come on, the guy talked about people eating cats, and that didn't fucking happen. He blamed Biden for the Afghanistan withdrawal, the deal that he set up with the fucking Taliban.
Yeah,
that Kamala
when he hosted them here.
Actually, she brought up that he hosted them at what was it, Fort David
Camp
David? Yeah, he hosted fucking terrorists, and he made a he bypassed the government, the legitimate government, and made a deal with the fucking Taliban, and then wonders why it went to fucking hell. Biden was carrying out the terms that Trump agreed to. Yeah, I don't know. It was.
Yeah, I mean, getting out was fucking messy. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But you're right. It wasn't all on Biden. And honestly, had it all gone down under Trump, it's not like it would have gone any fucking better.
Do people believe that it would have?
Arbitrarily. I think, like, the thing is, Trump rules on, or, like, tries to roll with this tough guy persona, and people buy into it somehow. But what kind of surprises me, I mean, Trump tried to be tough the whole time. He's the whole debate's trying to be tough. He tried to bring up his bullet to the head thing, which didn't fucking land at all. He's trying to act and flex tough. And I'm like, dude, if I saw you like out in the world, I would ignore you. Like if you were just an old guy at the bar or something on like a random, like that's like a Thursday afternoon guy at the bar type of talk that he does. I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not afraid of you. You're not tough. Like, you're just irritating. So it shocks me that that's a thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Even to that bullet to the head comment, like that was even the way he phrased it this time around was dangerous. I felt because he said, I took a bullet, and I wrote it down here. I took a bullet to the head because of what they've said. Right. And by they, he meant the Democrats. So and people are going to start fucking believing that shit. And regardless of not, that could incite violence, right? That could incite violence between the parties, and that could, in my opinion, if he loses the election, be just enough to push the needle, I guess, in that direction. And then he also brings up World War III a lot, and he did that in the last debate, and I think we talked about it then too, but I just felt that's something that those things that you don't just bring up casually, right? Like Kennedy didn't bring that up casually when he was talking about it in his speeches. I felt, that's those are words, those are phrases that almost lose their value the more and more you talk about it, because it's like That's shit that we don't want to, and he brought up nuclear weapons too. It's like, we can't be just toting those words around and being like, well, if she's in office, it's going to happen. No, that we can't be saying that kind of shit, because that's scary. That's going to influence anybody, because you're trying to fearmonger the people into voting for you. And it's like, that could very well be in this case that could happen while you're in office too. It doesn't matter. It's just that that scary rhetoric that gets people into these situations where they're just trying to, scare people into voting for you, or, not for the other person. But I just felt like even him saying that about the bullet and then just throwing around World War III like it's nothing is just kind of just dangerous overall.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, because like you said, it doesn't, it starts to carry less weight. And he's also running on this idea of like only I can protect you type of bullshit. And I feel like that kind of feeds into the same shit. I mean, we talk about all the time. He talks about only I can protect you. These wars wouldn't have happened if I was in office, like wars that he had no fucking control over from the start. Nobody had any control over this shit. The shit in Gaza, the shit in fucking Ukraine going, like, nobody had any say in that. It just one day we all woke up and went, "Oh fuck." They're shooting over there. Like
Russia was mobilizing when he was still president. They were moving shit to the border, waiting for that fucking switch, and then they pulled the trigger on it. It's right. That was planned, and the intelligence was there saying, "Hey, this is probably going to happen," and it happened. And Trump's like, "Oh, it's all their fault." Like, you fucking knew this was going to happen, you asshole, and you didn't do anything.
And he wouldn't have never cared. He doesn't care because what does Ukraine give him? Right? What does saving Ukraine give him? What does saving Gaza? And on that note, I think we're getting a little off the rails here, but whatever. On the note, he had no answer. So Kamala's been hit on Gaza a couple of times. The CNN interview, they hit her on it, and rightfully so. In the debates, they kind of hit her on it again, and rightfully so. They're trying to drill down on it. And she kind of gave the same non-answer, which I think is the very good political play, right? It's the very good play. I think Palestine has the right, or Israel has the right to defend itself, or line or whatever. And it's the kind of the thing where it's like, yeah, sure, but they've pushed it too far. They're not defending themselves anymore. They're just fucking killing people over there. The death toll is like 1,200 to 40,000 innocent humans. Holy shit. So it's like, here's the So I think drilling down on her is fair. I think it's a very reasonable, thing to hit her on. Like, as a Democrat, I don't fucking like that, and I wish someone would be like, "Hey, what I'm going to do is cut off weapons until they shut the fuck up and they pull out." Right? Like, I mean, that I don't see why that would be a hard thing to do. Instead, we're hosting fucking Netanyahu and clapping for him and acting like he's a fucking great dude. But Trump had no answer for what he would do. His answer was, "It wouldn't have happened if I was in office." Yeah. Full stop. Right. That's not going to help. When we elect you, that doesn't mean, like, you inherit that war now, motherfucker. You need to have an answer. And the whole Ukraine thing going, well, it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. Okay, well, when you inherit it, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
So all the, like, I'll take Kamala's non-answer because it makes me know where she stands on it a little bit more than Trump just going, well, it just wouldn't have happened. So I don't know. Next.
Right. Yeah. And that's honestly another crazy thing. Like, post debate, so many people are like, Kamala didn't have any clear answers. I'm like, and Trump did? Really? That's what you're upset about.
A fair thing. I don't think it's a fair thing to say of Kamala either, too, which is the thing. Like, I mean, you're absolutely right. Trump had shit, but fuck, I think Kamala, all things considered, did really well as far as actually having a fucking response.
And at least I wish there would have been more time for this debate, because at least she kept pushing, like, hey, we should talk about our policy ideas and what we want to do instead of talking about ourselves and all this other bullshit. Like, let's talk about this. Like, at least she offered that olive branch. At least that's how I felt about it. And Trump's like, no, I want to talk about my rally some more, or fucking people eating cats, or whatever the fuck else. Or how much crime is up in this country when he's a convicted felon now.
Well, he got fact checked on that too.
Yeah.
I forgot he got fact checked on that.
But he got fact checked, and then he just goes, "It's fraud. It's a fraud fucking study." And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Of course it is.
You sound like a goddamn baby.
Well, and of course he goes, oh, they forgot to include the highest crime rate cities. Yes, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who takes some of the brightest fucking minds from the best schools in this country, forgot about enormous cities like Chicago and LA and things like this. Yes, of course they forgot about, and honestly, if you want to look at the highest crime per capita areas, yes, of course they forgot about the entire South. Come the fuck on, man. No, they don't just fucking forget. They don't just leave it out. The FBI does not give a shit who's president. And they're not going to sit here and be like, we need whatever, we need a Kamala because so let's just fucking warp these statistics for 4 years. Dude, it's another part of the playbook. Make the world seem dangerous. You have the solution to the world being dangerous, and then you point at the people that you want everyone else to think is dangerous and call them like animals and vermin and say we need to destroy them and shit and the ideology behind them. This is a
Yeah.
fascist playbook. I'm fucking sorry. I hate to like keep being that fucking guy, but that's a fascist fucking playbook. I don't know that he's doing it on purpose. I think he's just a fucking idiot. But it was there on the TV screen again that night.
I don't know if he has the mental fortitude to follow any sort of playbook, but I feel like a lot of fascists in history were installed based on just them making up their own reality and being convincing enough for people to believe it. Like it just so happens that he has that kind of fucking personality. So
Yeah. I mean, speaking of him being an idiot, though, back to Zach's point, he brought up tariffs again, and seemingly still doesn't understand them, right?
Yes. Yep.
And broadcasted that full balls out, like just completely just explained it incorrectly to everybody. To him,
I've
like
seen
who was watching.
so many manufacturing people in manufacturing putting out videos and like shit saying that this shit cost me 200% more. That's why your costs are going up. They're obviously going to pass that cost because that's the only way they can survive. Especially like a small manufacturing setup, they can't absorb that cost. And it's not like
Right.
China's gonna pay it and just be like, well, guess we'll just pay more. No, that's not how that works.
But and I just want to ask. So I want to say two things too. First of all, they corrected him too in the moment, right? They said experts have said that leads to the consumer paying more, which leads to higher, whatever prices for the consumer. And he goes, I can't remember his response, but I'm sure it was stupid. And then the second thing is too, like, wouldn't we hear more or like see more differences from China and their imports to us if this was such a negative thing to them, right? I feel like
that's the idea, is that they would maybe import less and we would make more here. I mean, that's the idea of a tariff. They just never fucking really work out that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I just don't think, like, ever since, and then he goes, yeah, we haven't, I mean, and then Harris, she was asked, like, why do you guys still use them? And I can't remember her response to that. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I know she was asked that.
The tariffs that are still, I think she kind of punted on that one, if I recall.
Yeah.
That was a moment that here's the thing too, is it was fucking hard to keep track of what was going on the whole time. Honestly, like Trump was talking a mile a minute and then the moderators are hitting it back and Kamala's trying to get a word in sideways, which I would also like to point out too, like, as far as the fairness of it goes, the moderators were drilling down on Trump because you fucking need to, because he gives you non-answers or he tries to deflect it towards like immigration or some shit all the time. Like, so that's why it looked like they were drilling down harder on him. But they didn't let Kamala talk as much. Like,
Yeah.
they weren't cutting Trump's mic. They let him have the last word on a bunch of shit. They were letting it go. So no, it's not a clean 3-on-1. They were doing their best to keep it fucking even. And honestly, like, I think fair is fair, you know? And you know what? There's a lot of fucking idiot Trumpsters that are football fans. And you know when people start fucking like playing the refs, it's when you're fucking losing. That's when you start bitching to the refs, and that's what all of fucking MAGA's doing right now,
It's
right?
true.
They're trying to play the fucking refs. Like, no, win the fucking game. Go out there and play hard and win the game that the refs are giving you, right? If you don't think that's fair, that's fine. Play their game and win at it. Fuck's sake. It's a debate. This shit isn't hard, dude. Fuck, come on.
Yeah. I will say though, I mean, a couple of Harris's responses were lacking, but again, she only had so much time and they were nowhere near as lacking as Trump's responses. I would like to I would like to see her put out more of what her policy positions are and define them more clearly for people somehow, some way before the election. So no one can say that they didn't know what she wanted to do policy wise.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, yeah, like you said, Rick. I mean, in all fairness, she did kind of, even like the first question that went to her, I felt like, I think too, she was probably, her nerves are pretty high, but I felt like that wasn't I can't remember the question, blah blah blah. I should have taken better notes, but whatever. But yeah, some of the answers that she gave was just kind of like not just, yeah, I can't, Jesus Christ, I can't find the words today. Didn't scratch my itch, for lack of a better way to say it. Like I was just kind of like, okay, I guess.
Right.
But then on the same token though, Trumpster, it was passed to him too, and it was just it wasn't even part of the question. It was
Right.
either getting pissed off from a rally thing that she brought up. I will say this though, when she didn't have an answer, instead of like going after, and she did go after Trump sometimes, but instead of, when she didn't have an answer, she did bring up some, uniting factors. She said a lot of the time that she was, a president for all. She brought up some of the things that she would do for all Americans as far as first time home buyers, the child tax and things like that. So I thought that was kind of helpful to kind of open the door somewhat as far as like what she would do during her presidency, kind of like those promises to kind of, grease the wheels for the voters, I guess, those promises that don't necessarily come true, I would imagine, but some hope to give to them.
It gives an idea of her mindset at least. And on top of that, I will say too, like we have had podcasts where after we're done, I'll be like, God damn it, I should have said this. And so I get that, and we don't have an audience barely. So I couldn't imagine trying to talk to the whole fucking country, millions of people tuning in. And that, yeah, I can imagine that might fluster me too on both for Trump and Harris. Although this is Trump's 7th debate, so he's got to be kind of getting used to it by now.
You would think, man. Well, talking is his game, dude. Talking is his fucking game. That's all he does. Is he gets up and tries to spew shit, and everyone probably chuckles at him, and then they go, "All right, buddy."
Yeah, his some of the advisors that he had in previous debates. I don't know if you guys saw kind of like the post game report.
I didn't
After the
watch
debate,
much of it. No,
but
I
they
was
were
exhausted.
I did, and they were kind of just saying like the advisors that he had for previous debates were just saying like, Jesus Christ, like,
woof.
well, my God, I thought I had it bad, but somebody fucked up, and whoever's advising him this time around did not prepare him well at all, is what they were saying.
I bet his advisors were ripping their fucking hair out off the side of the stage there. It's like, God damn it.
We told him
Are you fucking... Yeah. Dude, okay, so I found more on my list. I scrolled up. I had to scroll up on my list. And it revealed to me something that I don't remember when this was brought up. So Trump had gone off the rails at one point, and here's something that I think is very funny. So I have the rough quote. Trump was basically screaming and saying that she doesn't have a philosophy, right? She doesn't have a plan, so she's moving to my philosophy. But then he follows it up in the same fucking. I was gonna send her a MAGA hat. Blah blah blah. In the same breath, she's a Marxist. Everyone knows it.
Yep.
So
her dad's a Marxist.
Are we to conclude that Donald Trump is a Marxist?
Right. He went full circle on that one.
Yeah, he came back around. Well, that's the thing, is like, I think that is one thing where it just shows that he is just talking. None of this is planned. None of it's thought out. He is just talking, and he's trying to hit. He's just like a chain gun of fucking insults, just like shooting them over there. They don't got to make sense together. They don't got to be in order.
He weaves them. And then they make sense at the end.
That was his problem. He didn't do the weave when he was talking.
Yeah, he just
exploded. There was no tiny accordions really.
Yeah. He was just white knuckling the fucking podium the whole time.
His upper lip was sweating a lot too.
Oh God, yeah.
No, that brings up another point too. And then he insults her dad and things like that. But yeah, he or even like shits on Obamacare, and then is asked, and I'm sure you guys are going to bring this up at some point too, is asked, what were you going to implement if yours was
Oh,
so much better. And he goes, well, whatever it was is going to be cheaper and so much better. And
I'd only replace it if it was cheaper and better.
and then
I
they
have
go,
concepts of a plan.
yeah. And they go, do you have a plan? So you're telling us you don't have a plan? I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president yet. I'm not going to tell you what those plans are. So you hire me.
I have concepts of a plan.
Like, dude, the dog ate
Jesus
your homework.
fucking-
You did not fucking do
Bro.
your homework.
And again, he was president for 4 years, had 4 years to bitch about Biden and Obamacare, and all this other shit. He's had 9 fucking years to come up with a plan, and he can't tell you about it. It's just it's concepts. Fuck off, man.
Well, and let's take a walk down memory lane too. Do you guys also remember when we needed all of our fingers and fucking toes and our friends' toes and our neighbors' toes to count the number of fucking times they tried to repeal Obamacare during his first like
Yeah.
2 years? And it never fucking worked because they couldn't come up with fucking anything good.
McCain was the
Like,
deciding
bro.
vote once. He
Yeah,
was
which is probably why he fucking shits on McCain so damn much.
right. He saved Obamacare essentially, and yeah,
Is Obamacare the same as the Affordable Care Act?
yes,
It
Okay.
is. They call it so it's fun. They call it Obamacare. You'll see it flip flop, right? When it's popular, they call it the
The
Affordable Care
Affordable Care.
Act.
I've seen them. Yeah.
On the right. When it's not popular, Republicans want to call it Obamacare because they want to hang it on Obama. And it's becoming less that now because Obama's kind of a little bit out of the collective conscious, right? Like we don't that's the guy that was president forever ago. Who the fuck cares anymore?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why it got that name. But now it's Obamacare when it's cool, and it's Obamacare to all the libs because we want to keep Obama in our hearts.
Yeah. So even with that, like, and they brought up the Supreme Court shit too during the debate. So just speaking of that and things like not passing and stuff like that. So Trump had said that like she couldn't get any votes and things like that. What did he mean by that? Like
don't
which
know.
if she wanted to like repeal something, he was like, you're never going to get the vote to do that. Was he talking about the Supreme Court or like what was he referring to?
he was referring to Congress.
I
Okay.
feel like he's just referring to being able to whip votes.
Yeah, Supreme
Which
Court
is-
is kind of a separate entity that interprets and enforces the law, but they don't make the law. They interpret it, which those lines are getting fucking gray now that we got all
Well-
these fucking dipshits on the Supreme Court. But it's supposed to be that Congress makes the law, and that's why they get so fucking wordy, is because they need to be extremely definitive on what they're trying to say. This law is being a law of. So the Supreme Court can't say like, oh, it actually means this, and completely 180 and turn it around.
It can't be ambiguous. Yeah.
Yes, it needs to be very, very definite in their word choice.
Yeah.
And so when he means
Yeah.
you won't get the votes, it means Congress, he won't get the votes in Congress to pass anything for Kamala to sign it into law.
Which
I
don't
believe I think is what he means.
Right. I mean, we're trying to like figure out the babbling of a fucking toddler, I guess, in this
Right.
section of the fucking conversation because, yeah. No, I imagine he's talking about you won't be able to get the votes, implying that she's not popular among other Congress people, which, like, were you? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he was particularly a popular fucking guy. It's except for all the fucking right wing dick riders that, distanced themselves and then curled up to him all nice and cozy once they realized that he was going to have all the fucking power. So you have your Lindsey Grahams and your fucking Ted Cruz, and who apparently you can just insult his wife to his face and he'll just kiss you or something. I don't know, man.
JD Vance too.
Yeah,
He-
JD Vance, huge. I also okay. Do you like the moment where he said he hadn't spoken to JD Vance yet about an abortion ban?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him about it. Bro, you probably have never talked to him.
Right.
I don't believe you've spoken to your own children. Like, dude, like you have someone, they've been seen, him and JD Vance have been seen together in public like 4 fucking times. Meanwhile, Harris and Walls have been just fucking walking around the whole goddamn country, ride together on this goddamn bus, trying to like whip up support for themselves, and being like buddies together and shit.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. That was kind of another wild statement. It's like, dude, like, if you don't see the cracks in the armor, it's because you flatly are not looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's so that, I mean, this is like another fallout from the debate thing that I've seen a lot of is there's a ton of people who just flatly claim Kamala lied about everything, but they provide, of course, no evidence. They just say, well, she's just up there lying. And it's like, okay, that just means then you're arbitrarily believing that. And if she's lying, then what the fuck is that guy doing? Because
Right.
he's saying things flatly not true. Like like you can easily prove them. Again, like I think the most egregious one was the 9-month fucking execution of babies. Like I think that's the easiest one to be like, no, that's not a law anywhere.
Right.
You know,
It's not
so
allowed to fucking happen.
that's the second time he brought that up in the first debate too. So,
He does like that one.
he brings that up, and it doesn't matter if he's proven wrong in the moment. As long as he gets those words out there, the Democrats are murdering and executing babies. Do you really want that in office? As long as the audience hears that, as long as the jury hears those words, it's in their brain. It's in their
I
brain
can't-
because weeks after the debate, they won't remember what the moderator said. They're going to
No.
remember what Donald Trump said. And the Donald Trump said that they're executing babies after 9 months. And that's all my roommate's going to talk about. That's all fucking Granny from down the street's going to talk about. And that's why they're putting their goddamn signs in their fucking lawn right now.
Isn't it fucking insane and incredibly terrifying how little thought people put into this?
Yeah, but it's like an advertisement.
To electing a leader.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
like an
You'll just
advertisement.
believe a fucking lie somebody's saying to your face and then accuse the other person of lying because you don't like the fucking outcome. Like the way Harris put it, she said you can't just make shit up because you don't like the outcome, like with the January 6th shit. And sorry, I kind of skipped ahead, but that's what they do. They don't care about actual real reality. They just make up the best narrative that they agree with and then live their lives based on that. And they'll find the wrong answer every fucking time.
Right. And first of all, it's also just a lack of accountability, right? So just speaking about the January 6th thing, that wasn't me. That was Nancy Pelosi. Like, dude, like she was fucking in there. And also you tweeted 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever it was, too late after the fact when people were already dead and inside the Capitol. You tweeted. That's not necessarily a formal document. That's not a formal speech. That's not being presidential. You missed the mark there, Haas. You didn't fucking go out there and do your thing like you were supposed to. So people died. Our democracy was challenged. And
the question he was answering was, is there anything you regret about January 6th? And he points the fucking finger at Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
Like, that's not the fucking question, dude. Is there anything you regret? Is there anything you would have changed about that?
Well, it's not his fault, so why would there be anything to regret?
Right. No, I'm perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's been asked that a couple times. I've seen over the years if he regrets anything that he's said or done. And he usually goes, no. Because if he does, that means he's weak. That means he's made a mistake. And then other things can be challenged as a mistake. And other people can start looking at him differently. He doesn't want that. He does not want that.
Well, it's insane. What's insane too. So in that whole rant, because of course, I think January 6th is a big thing to hit him on that will get him flying off the fucking handle. In that rant, he points out, Ashley Babbitt died, unhinged cop, blah blah blah, should have never happened. Flips the fuck out, but then ignores like there was a cop beaten to death, like just beaten to death with fucking flagpoles and shit. Among other, like, I don't remember how many people fucking died. It was a handful of people. So this guy, I mean, again, party of law and order. This guy, tough guy, big on crime, big on this, supports the military, supports that, supports the police force. Like, does not give a goddamn fuck about all the cops that died or why, and refuses to acknowledge why they died, right? They died defending the nation's fucking capital. I just don't understand how it doesn't sink in. Okay, I do understand why it doesn't sink into this guy. He has 3.5 fucking brain cells and they're all dancing to the different fucking songs. But the thing is, like, the weight of this is not fucking hitting people. Like, the last time some motherfuckers stormed a Capitol, it was probably in like 1776, dude. Like, the last time we fucking dealt with shit like this, that was an attempt, a weak attempt, albeit, because nobody knew what to do once they got in the front door. Like, you had
Right.
fucking the dude with the headdress just like screaming, asking where the fucking clitoris is. But like, he didn't do that. I just imagine he is. He's never pleased a woman. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way you look like that. You know how to make a woman come. Give me a fucking break. Like, people, like, they're just standing there. They're breaking shit in our fucking nation's capital. One of the most sacred fucking buildings in our fucking country. And these fucking goddamn morons are just free to like break shit and like carry podiums out and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
do you not understand the fucking weight of that? You know what I mean? So, like, yes, he should regret everything he fucking said that led these fucking morons to believe that that was okay. Everything he fucking said before, during, and after that day. He should have been like, yes, I regret the way I fucking handled it. I regret the aggressive language I used. I regret basically telling them to march down to Washington, D.C., not knowing what they would fucking do. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't realize that I had this fucking mob. And of course, a mob, which I'm sure the FBI was watching because they were posting all over social media, getting fucking rides together in their goddamn 1995 rusted out Chevy shitbox pickup truck. Grab your banjo, boys. We're going to DC. Like, dude, we knew this was coming a week out. And this fucking guy just goes, no, it's Nancy Pelosi because she didn't want to bring in the National Guard. Probably because it would escalate things and more people would have probably died.
They built a
brought him in at that point.
gallows. They built a fucking gallows to hang Mike Pence. How
They're
is that
chanting
Nancy
it.
Pelosi's fault? Explain that to me.
They're chanting, hang Mike Pence.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she didn't get enough cops. It's her fault. No, fuck you, man. They were going off of your word. You were going to get your own VP fucking killed because he didn't go the way you wanted.
Because he didn't go against the Constitution.
Right.
Right.
The one time he had a spine.
Dude, literally. Then he ran home to fucking mother and nobody's seen him since. Fuck.
But that's the thing though, right? So that's kind of like the biggest thing where people should probably have turned their head or maybe have like taken the biggest lesson. Like, this is not the guy that needs to be president ever again. But now we're here, 3.5 years later, on the doorstep of him becoming president again, and he's the leading candidate. And it's close.
Yeah.
So people aren't, like, they're desensitized to this guy. Nothing he does is ever going to be enough. He's indicted. He was impeached. He was fucking led an insurrection that almost killed our democracy. People think he's Jesus. It's never going to change. He needs to, like, I'm not saying he needs to, I'm not even going to say it, but he needs to not be around anymore in whatever fashion. He just can't be eligible to run for president, or he can't be around to run for president, because no matter what, he'll always be in the picture. People will never see past just him. Like, they can look over the fact that he is just a shit human being that did all this bad shit that is not presidential. That'd be like electing Lee Harvey Oswald and being like, well, there's only one shot. Like, really?
That's fine.
He wasn't even fucking really accused. I mean, he was accused of it, but he was never really convicted. Why not just let him run?
Well, here's the
thing. It was the second gunman that did it.
Yeah, there were two gunmen.
It wasn't him.
A conspiracy.
The thing, like, that blows my mind is there was so I went on Facebook after the debate, like, the next day, and I just need to know not to. Like, any big political, just fucking, also, like, fuck Facebook altogether, Jesus Christ. But I go on there and it blows my mind how many people, like I said, kind of flatly just say Kamala was lying. But I saw also a lot of just flatly denying Trump's flaws, right? So they'll say, you look at, Trump has 1 billion sexual assault cases against him. We've talked about that. And they'll just say, well, I don't think those are true. It's like, okay, well, why is he paying $5 million for one of them then? And they'll do the same thing. I'm sure the same thing is said about his 34 fucking felonies. Oh, rigged, blah blah blah. He'll appeal it. They'll go away. Whatever. It's like, dude, you don't live a good, like, honest life and wind up with like 90 court cases spreading across like various sections of the book of law, right? I mean, we're talking fraud, we're talking sexual assault, we're talking like fucking all sorts of financial crimes, like, and you're just gonna say, no, it's all fake, all of it's fake. The easier solution in your brain is just to go, no, none of it is fucking real.
Yeah.
There's a complete disregard for reality.
Yes. And I also really, the irony is so fucking bad with the whole everyone, Trump supporters being like, Taylor Swift's an unrelatable billionaire.
Yeah.
Ha!
I
But
know.
I'm going to vote for one.
I'm going to vote for one who gets me, the farmer.
Right.
Yeah, the farmer, Donnie Trump. He
Yeah.
fucking helped me pick rocks, by God.
He
God
signed
damn
I
that
seen
guy's
him out in the
combine.
fields.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. All these
This drives
fucking
me insane.
farmers.
And they're just oblivious to the fucking irony in that statement. There's no fucking
Yeah.
clue. Like he's one of them relatable billionaires that gets us. It's like, fuck, god damn it.
Dude, he does not give a single. I would bet everything I own. Like, if I was wrong about this, I will walk off into the desert and you'll never see me again right now. Donald Trump has never, ever done a hard day of manual labor in his entire goddamn life. Like,
No.
I bet that fucking guy's hands have never felt a callus. He's never had so much as a fucking paper cut, right? So when he goes and talks about, you got all these auto workers talking about, yeah, this guy will fight for us. He gets it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you work in an auto factory, or you work on a farm, or you work in a fucking mine, where
You
all these
work.
fucking tough, yeah, you work with your hands. You get up at 3 a.m. and you put on fucking steel-toed work boots and you bust your ass. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't get you. He's never so much as fucking mowed his lawn. So just, Taylor Swift isn't relatable either. I get it, but I feel like she probably had closer to a childhood that maybe we can relate to. Maybe
And
she's
she's
more
not
a
running
normal
for
person.
president.
But
Yeah, also.
but the fucking thing is, she's just endorsing her.
Right.
It's just an endorsement,
Yeah.
and to the fucking point, dude. The farmer's pick, the guy Joe Schmuckatelli is fucking out there screaming at fucking liberals or like getting pissed off that because I support blue or whatever. He's fucking voting for a guy who would rather live in a goddamn golden tower and shit in a golden toilet, who cheats on his fucking pregnant wife because he gets you. He gets you, man. And guess what? He's going to cut your taxes. No, he's not. He just stops the sentence at I'm
Dude.
cutting taxes. He doesn't say for who, though, does he, you dumb fuck? And that's what. I'm tired of beating around the bush. Hold on. I'm tired of fucking acting like these people aren't fucking dumb. At this point in time, you're just fucking dumb. You're just dumb because you don't get it. You don't. You've been led to this point in life where you're voting for a billionaire who thinks he gives a fuck about you, and you don't look into his policies. You're just wearing a red hat and a maxi pad on your ear because you think you know what you're talking about. Rick, you have something to say?
Do you guys remember when he was running for re-election at the end of his first term as president? He was swearing up and down, we're going to pass the middle class tax cuts. They're on their way. They're going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. That's never fucking happened. We've never seen a tax cut. Our taxes have gone up.
Yeah, I think
Because
they
of
were
his
cut for
goddamn
like
tax plan.
a year or two.
Yeah, they were
think-
temporary.
Yeah, they were temporary, but guess who kept theirs?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, weren't they? They were only temporary because of the COVID subsidies.
But he even said, no, there's going to be a special tax plan that we're going to also pass for the middle class to help you guys out too, or to cut your taxes. And everyone's like, he said it. I think he only said it like at one fucking rally, but I will never forget that and how it never happened. Why the fuck? I don't know. I guess I have more than a 10-second fucking memory when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. That's might be what people are clinging on to. Like, well, he said this thing, so you know. But god damn it, guys! Like, fucking wake up! He's not for you. He'll never be for you. And also, he's dealing with the wrong allies. He wants to be allies with the wrong people. He's in North Korea. He's in Russia. These guys are actively fucking against us. He's dealing with. He's now confirmed to be fucking making deals with the Taliban. Weren't they the bad guys for since I was fucking
Yeah.
born?
Yeah, I remember the
Whether
day they became the
propaganda or
bad
not.
guys. Yeah, I remember the day that shit happened, dude. Fucking A. And he has the balls, dude. He has the balls to fucking talk about I fixed shit with the Taliban on 9/11, like right around 9/11. You fucking out of your mind, dude.
But all these guys are so like you can't kneel, and this guy's dealing with them, right?
Yeah, man. Even fucking baby
Are they
Bush was like,
related?
"Nah, we're not going to negotiate with terrorists," you know? Like, fuck those guys. He had that tough fucking Texan guy shit, even though he was a goddamn idiot too.
The Taliban and are they related? 9/11 and all that.
Yeah, they were the ones
Yep.
that like Osama bin Laden,
Yeah. Okay.
Taliban, like that was him. So that's
Good.
why it was also a big
I mean,
deal when Barack Obama's administration went in and finally took care of Osama. Um, that was a huge thing. Which, dude, I saw this thing recently. Dude, we are way off track. I saw this thing recently. It was a video talking about one was the press conference Obama had when Osama bin Laden was killed, and the other one was um, Trump doing his fucking when that other motherfucker Al Baghdadi was fucking killed, right?
oh yeah.
On the
Oh
top
yeah.
you have yeah, on the top you have Obama like being like, "Look, listen, here's what happened, very professional terms. This is like because it's a serious issue. It's like, look, that they went in, there was a firefight, and they came out with Osama bin Laden's body. Like, we're done here. Very serious fucking operation." And then Trump's just in there going like, "Yeah, he died like a dog. He fucking da da da, and we shot him. And I'm writing a book." I'm like, dude, you have to promote yourself
Dude,
during what the fuck?
when he said
Like,
when he said too in that thing, I just watched that a couple weeks ago just because of how fucking ridiculous. I remember watching it live, and I remember, Kaylee and I pulled up on YouTube, and he goes, "Some people knock at the front door. We went around. Yeah." And he goes, "Died like a dog," and he just compared to
Yeah.
Obama, dude, just fucking mature, calm
yeah.
demeanor. This guy's fucking acting like he just caught a fish. It's like Jesus Christ, you killed the dude, motherfucker.
Well, because he
God
doesn't
damn.
understand that, dude. Like, he doesn't understand the weight of things, right? Because he has no concept of like what difficult is. I mean, it goes to think, well, to bring it fucking around town a little bit, Kamala started hitting him on this, where she's like, "Look, I grew up middle class. He was given a $400 million loan and then declared bankruptcy 6 times anyway. So who gets you, motherfucker? Which one of us is more relatable?"
And then he goes, "It wasn't 400 million. It was a fraction of that." But he didn't say the
Yeah.
number.
Oh
So
yeah.
what? 200 million? Was it
Yeah.
half?
I was say, you know
Fuckhead.
what? Cut it in a quarter. Cut it down to a quarter, and I'll
Yeah.
still never see that much in my life. If it's
Yeah.
$1 million, that's more than most of us will ever get, like as a loan for anything.
Just to
So
be able to declare bankruptcy more than once means he got help.
yeah, dude. You don't declare that 6 fucking times and just like throw 6 businesses under the fucking like
And
water.
according to him, if he's to be believed, he's still a billionaire. So how the fuck
So
does that happen? 6
Yeah.
bankruptcies. I can't, I need to fucking forfeit all my shit and restructure my debts and all that. But I'm still a billionaire. Fuck everyone. Cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if we get sick, we lose everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like I was talking to Cassie about it. I'm like, dude, it's fucked. I am like literally one motorcycle accident away from us losing the fucking house. Like, that's just the reality of life. Like, I am one ignorant driver away. I am one oops, I fucked my leg up playing basketball. I am one, like any of the stupid, stupid shit. I wind up in the hospital and like, that's it. We might not have a house. We might have to sell our fucking car. Like, we might lose fucking everything, And meanwhile, this guy can just fucking play fast and loose with his money. Fucking
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck over there.
But
Kaylee
hey,
fucking
at least you don't have to wait for healthcare for 6 months, even though you do.
Yeah, which is false. And I'm sick
Right.
of that being a fucking thing amongst right wingers.
Yes.
dude.
They obviously have never been to the fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Kaylee she broke her ankle recently. She just got the bill for the fucking surgery alone is just $40,000.
Jesus.
So that's just from mowing lawn and slipping on a hill. So to your guys' point, like you're just one accident away from going fucking into like 40, like a college education's worth of debt.
Yeah.
At an Ivy League school. Because
Yeah.
that's just the surgery, and then that's ER room aside. I don't even know what that is. I don't even want to know what that is. So
A lot more.
yeah.
Yeah, it goes up exponentially from there. Well, what's dumb too is we got to play this game, and I know you can kind of play this game, is you can go and look through the itemized bill of that, and you can argue all these different costs, and you can do all this shit and play all these games to get it reduced. But that shouldn't be a thing that you have to do,
Right.
right? You should get a bill that is a fair charge for the services fucking rendered, and then you
Right.
go, yes, this is fair, I will pay you, and then we're fucking done. Like that should be the bare minimum, but instead you got to play all this fucking games with your health insurance company all the time or with the hospital all the time, just being all fucked up with this because you slipped and fucking fell because, whoops, shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Go ahead, Zach.
I would say like that's the thing too that I kind of thought of before is like everyone hangs on this like taxes thing. I swear to God, everyone's like only issue is fucking taxes, and they see, well, Democrats will raise them and Republicans will lower them historically, right? But that's not why your life sucks. Like that's not what's making it hard. Yeah, it like sucks to look at your paycheck and there's a lot of taxes taken out, like that's kind of a bummer to go like, "Oh, it could have been this much, but it's only that much." Right? I get it. But that's not why your life is fucking hard. Your life is hard because you can't fucking miss work because you don't get sick time. And if you do miss too much work because you're sick, well, now you're fucked. You're just hung out to dry. Or yeah, if you slip and fucking fall mowing the lawn, and like in the grand scheme of things, that's not even a massive, massive injury. It's nothing life threatening even. And there you go. Now you're fucking hung out to dry. Your life sucks because of childcare costs, which was brought up in the debate, which Trump would know nothing about. And he just went on a fucking he went on his tariff rant. He went off the farm with that one too, and started talking about tariff. Oh no, I'm talking way more. Like you don't even like those are the reasons your life is fucking hard, and the way to fix them is to get together as a bunch of fucking people with their bootstraps on and work together as a fucking unit. Like this whole country of 350 million fucking like rough and tumble fucking individualists. Like that shit ain't gonna work, man. It just fucking isn't, you know. So it's just that's the thing that I always think about is like, yeah, sure, taxes are hard to pay, but it's really hard to pay $1,600 a week in fucking childcare, like some people I know, right? Like a lot of cases, it's been cheaper for people I know to quit their fucking job temporarily than to go out and get daycare for their kids, right?
Right.
And that
Yeah.
puts a whole different kind of stress on the family because now you only have one income and so on and so on. So like that's why your life fucking sucks. It's not because you pay a few $100 in taxes every 2 weeks. So just
Right.
fuck, man.
Imagine
Just
how
grow
much
your fucking bubble.
imagine how much taxes you could afford if fucking wages kept up with inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Like never mind the fact that healthcare is obscenely expensive and all that. Like just if even if like if your taxes went up 50% of what you pay in now, like take that number and divide it by 50% and add that to the number, that'd be less than what most people have to pay now in when you factor in deductibles and prescription drugs and fucking visits and accidents that happen and pre-existing conditions and on all that other horseshit fucking for-profit garbage that they take advantage of in order to take advantage of you, or what they've used up until very fucking recently to take advantage of you. I know they've since capped the price of insulin and they can't deny you from pre-existing conditions for some people. But imagine a world where they could just do that. Because that's how it fucking was. And this is you being a fucking conservative wanting to conserve that fucking world. You want to keep that. Yeah. Because you don't think it can get better? Why the fuck would you want to keep that? What's wrong with you? God damn it.
Well, I don't want to pay for someone else.
Yeah, you do. That's how insurance works, you stupid fuck. You're just also paying a middleman to hold your money for you so they can fucking have the privilege of denying you when you need the fucking help anyway.
Yeah, it's a twisted fucking game, dude. Yeah. Healthcare is a twisted game. Like it
shouldn't be for profit. And that's the another big takeaway I had from the debate is Harris said healthcare should be a right. And it fucking should be. Yeah. You shouldn't be able to live or die based on well, can you afford it? No? Okay, you're going to die then.
Yeah. Cool. It's fucking, oh my God. Kaylee and I were talking about that too the other day. Just like people can't afford to fucking break a goddamn bone. They can't afford to die. They can't afford to fucking get hurt at all. Like, even if and Rick, you and I have talked about this too. Like, when you retire, the day you retire, you get cancer, it's over. You don't have enough money to fucking pay for the treatments, you know? You don't have enough money to fucking, even if you are working, let's say you're working at, in a decent job and you've been there for a while and you get cancer, you're still probably fucked because treatments and things like that, you got to stay out of work. Like, still, you're just fucked. You're fucked. But in other countries, you're probably less fucked. I mean, cancer's still cancer, but like, you know what I mean?
You won't lose your fucking house if you get sick. There's so many countries that aren't Venezuela.
Yeah.
Okay. That have socialized medicine that will take care of you if you get fucking hurt or sick or whatever the fuck. And it's fine. They're happier there. Why don't we just do that? No, we got to keep what we fucking have, our broken healthcare system, and pay out the ass for everything for worse care than what they get.
Yeah.
God damn it. I don't.
No, it's astounding, dude. It's astounding, like the lack of awareness of that. But it's a lot of people that don't appreciate the privilege of having been healthy up to that point, because a lot of people, and they might not be healthy, right? But they just haven't gone to the doctor and they don't have any chronic issues that require constant surveillance or anything. But, it's a thing where it's like, no, for those of us that interact with the healthcare system pretty fucking frequently or have to rely on it like day to day, like, dude, the shit gets fucking stressful to realize. Like, you got to be careful moving job. Like, and it removes a lot of that American dream shit. It makes it harder to pack up and move to a different state or city. It makes it difficult to move to different jobs and take advantage of different opportunities. It takes away the ability, just to start a business. You can't just quit your job and burn your boats and say, hey, like, I'm gonna try this fucking business owner shit on for size. You can't just take the risk because, you got to pay millions of dollars for goddamn health insurance, or, thousands and thousands of dollars for it on the market. And then you're kind of fucked and you put yourself in a hole. So, well, I might as well keep my shitty job, not try to go and be a business owner and be innovative and build on what this country was supposed to be built on, was the freedom to kind of do things like that. It's like, it's just, again, it's another reason your life sucks. It's not because your taxes are too fucking high. They could be zero and your life would still be fucking tough because of all these other issues that you're not looking at.
And if you're that upset about taxes, guess who pays less percentage of their income than you do? Fucking billionaires. Yeah. You're taxed at a higher rate than they are. Why is that fucking fair? Why are you okay with that? Why are you okay with Trump's tax cuts? Why? He cut taxes for himself. not for you. And you're just like, yep, I want him again. I want to get fucked some more, please. What the?
See, that's what I'm saying
Somehow
about the
that's better
farmer.
than voting for a Democrat. Somehow.
Yeah.
At least he's not a commie. Well, fuck off,
Yeah.
man. Like, god damn it.
At least he doesn't care about other people.
Yeah. But he does the socialist bullshit for his rich buddies. They get tax breaks and they get fucking subsidies and all this shit from the government. They take full advantage of subsidies and taxpayer funded projects, turn around, turn it into a private fucking thing to sell to people, like most of healthcare, and then fuck you with it. That's what happens. But at least my taxes didn't go up. Yeah, but now you're dead.
Don't have to pay taxes when I'm dead. God damn her. Yeah,
Sorry, I went
I
off
don't
on a
know.
fucking tangent.
I don't know. We all did. This whole thing went off the rails. It
Well-
went off the fucking rails.
I think we talked about everything we needed to get out. I mean, the debate was there. We covered the main things. We didn't really talk about the.
Oh, you went quiet.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, now I got you.
Oh, okay. Did someone mute me?
No,
No.
Unless it was you.
I don't have the power to do that.
The fuck? Oh,
My
I
hands
must
were
have
in
hit
the
the
air the
space
whole
bar.
time.
Wonder if I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you hit the space bar, you get muted.
Oh,
Yeah. Look
the
at
more
that.
you know.
Oh, look at that.
Here, I thought the space bar was there. Okay. Anyway,
God damn it.
no, I don't know. I was just gonna say a lot of people are trying to. By a lot of people, I mean the guy I'm living with right now is trying to defend the fact that the cat part of the debate where Trump was like yelling at the TV screen and the moderators that
Just
I've
blurted
seen it
it
on
out."
TV. Old
Oh
man
my
yelled at
God.
clouds, where he was
That was
fucking
funny as hell.
yeah. He's just showing me videos like of people just random people on the street being like, "Yeah, I saw it happen." I'm like, dude, yeah, do you understand what a credible report means, though? I said they didn't necessarily deny it, but they just said there's no credible reports that it's happening. I'm like,
Eyewitness testimony is the least reliable testimony.
and then he sent me a video of the girl that there was a video, a cop's body cam, and it was a black woman who went to high school there, graduated there, and they just racially profiled her as a Haitian. So she was just on drugs and she killed a cat and ate it. So that happened, but that wasn't a Haitian migrant. So that's not like it's just not real. It's not happening. And but he's trying to defend it and he's yelling at me right now on Snapchat. So I just said, do you understand what a credible report means? I said, you can't just have a guy tell you something happened and you just have to believe it because Trump also said that thing happened.
Well, like, does he not realize that you can just say stuff? like your body is allowed to just make sounds out of it regardless of whether they're true. So like there's levels to this whole having evidence fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you can just you
And-
know what? They're making they're putting water and stuff in the water to make the frogs gay. Also.
Know how I know? I saw it on TV.
Yeah. I saw it on TV. You know what else I saw on TV? There's these fucking guys. So when you're in trouble, they're called Power Rangers. And they come beat up the bad guys. So that's why whenever I'm getting bullied, I start yelling, Power Rangers, and they never show up, but they will.
So you guys ever seen that movie with Ricky Gervais? And he's like the first guy to ever tell a lie.
Yeah.
I've seen
That movie
snippets
rocks.
of it.
That's a throwback.
That is a good movie, but that's what it reminds me of. It's like, are you guys hearing lies for the first time and you're just believing it outright?
You just
I have the
to
world's biggest wiener.
do that?
Guy's got the world's biggest wiener. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus,
No way.
come on. What happened to critical thinking? What happened to
That's the other part of it is if you hear something insane like that, it is very important. I know I've said this before in the podcast. You have to reserve judgment until you can fucking verify if it's a thing that happened. Because if it's not, you'll save a lot of time and a lot of making an ass out of yourself if you just wait and find the fucking facts out first.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't understand. Like, Trump can stand in front of an audience of like, I think it was like 500 million people that I saw, like just on the one stream that I was on. So he could, I mean, he could sit in front of like most of the country, right? Like yelling about whatever. But anytime I stand up during Thanksgiving and scream about fucking transgender aliens in prison, I'm ruining dinner. I don't fucking get it. This doesn't seem fair to me, dude. Just saying. Why don't
That's
I
because
have the ability to stand up and just yell shit?
you're not on TV.
Oh, I got to get on TV.
That gives you credibility for some reason.
How do you get on? You know what? I should start a YouTube channel. It works that way too. Allegedly.
We have
Um,
one. If you just want to just start recording yourself,
You could be a
Oh,
cube
man.
earther.
Oh, dude, let's go. Yeah, I'm just gonna start saying stuff and see if we can go viral.
we will.
Well, because that's the thing. I was telling you guys beforehand. There's this one dude. One of the viral videos about the cats and dogs thing is a dude. I mean, he's got like, I looked at his channel. It's like 3,000 subscribers. All of his videos get like 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 views over the course of the whole thing. The one time he mentions the cats and dogs thing, bam, 181,000 views. Like, that's the shit that went viral. And I think, and like, this is just some old guy sitting in his fucking garage who like this guy normally it looks like he just like turns a wrench in his garage and video records it and shit. I don't know what the deal is. But he's just some guy in a garage and he's just like, yeah, I seen it. And like,
That-
that's all the proof anyone needs. Yeah. Fuck all the journalists. Fuck doctors. Fuck people that do science. Fuck chemists. Fuck astronauts. This guy in his garage who's sniffed so much fucking gasoline, his brain has a hole straight through the fucking middle. When I seen it, and like, dude, that's it. He seen it. He fucking said. He fucking
you
said
heard
he
him.
seen
You
it.
seen it.
What do you
Yeah,
lie?
he fucking like, share, subscribe. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So that video paid for the fucking silver plaque that YouTube's going to send him. And you're right. There's probably no incentive for him to keep lying after that, right?
yeah, no shit.
Nothing
There's
like
no
that
reason.
could be a thing.
I would say, yeah, his fucking page went viral. He's not going to continue to spew just whatever. I mean, it would be interesting, honestly, to see if he continues down that path because it looks like it's like, dude, if you're on YouTube for like years and years and you get zero traction, like us, and then and then you all of a sudden gain traction by saying some heinous shit. If you're that kind of guy, you might just keep saying the heinous shit if you're so inclined.
Look at all the
I
fucking look at all the influencers that recently got caught up in the whatever about getting paid from Russia for disinformation.
Oh yeah, Mr. like Tim Pool and all of those fucking
Yes.
absolute e-gens. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool of them.
It's another thing to consider, Eric's roommate.
You know what's fucked up
Yeah.
about that
No shit.
is that I learned about that. That was happening, and we learned about that in school when I was in 8th grade. We learned about that was happening all over, about the disinformation in Russia, kind of like literally just taking over these websites, and like they taught us how to like look for certain things to like kind of like red flags in an article to understand if it was real or not. And
Dude was asleep.
and I'm just like thinking like these fucking older people that are reading like let's say my parents, because I don't want to just broad stroke a bunch of older people because they're not all
I would like
that.
to broad stroke a bunch of older people, if you know what I'm saying.
Or Gmail.
Yeah.
But like my mom and you know, no I don't want to disrespect her that much, but like
That much.
she's the type to leave her phone screen on for 15 hours because she just doesn't have a setting that auto turns it off. So I walk by it sometimes and I come across an article that she's reading and she takes it for gospel, and I'll kind of scroll, and it's usually like some fucking weird website, and it says like Donald Trump, you know, fucking strangled a snake in South Africa in 1996 or something like that. And, you know, it'd be something ridiculous. And now he uses that snake venom to influence his policies. And that's why we should trust him, or something like that. Something as ridiculous. I just made that up right now. That's not a real story. But something as ridiculous as that people will buy into. And she'll be like, no, it's true. I read it on Google. It's like, Mom, Google is a search engine. I've seen a lot of porn on Google. I don't think all those movies are real, though. I don't think they're documentaries. I think they're scripts to them. You know what I
You
mean?
might be
So
shocked to know they're not in love,
yeah,
which is
Actors.
disgusting.
a lot of the times the endings are fake. Can you believe that? God, that broke my heart.
It is terrible. That was a terrible realization. I still
But no,
watch it though. It's fine.
yeah, no, I like to fake it till I make it. But the thing is, my point was that these articles, there's so many goddamn articles to bloat the internet and to get these kind of like this demographic of people that just kind of don't like, they don't want to look for facts, so they'll just take it at face value, right? So and that'll influence their vote enough to fucking go that direction, regardless of what it is, whether it's political or just any type of reasoning skill. They're not going to look for facts to either prove or disprove what they just read. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the Russian thing that you guys just brought up. Yes. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, it's
You
a
talk.
hard thing to try and figure out how to use the internet probably when you're like older. I don't know, because like my in-laws gotta be well, I know one of them's doing the same fucking thing. It's just a straight up like, well, I get most of my news from Facebook is a common line, which like don't get any of your news from Facebook unless you're getting it off like a page that is like, the AP or something, I
The
guess. But
Associated Press, yes.
yeah, or like a source like that, right? Like unless it's a thing. But like if you're just scrolling and you see one of those sponsored links and it's like a clickbaity article, that's not news. That's not real shit. So, there's
Especially if you
that.
just read the fucking headline.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's what
usually
so many
people don't.
people do.
Well, and that's like, but you can even tell when the headlines are not fucking real. And if a headline grabs you as like, oh, that's shocking, that is a trigger to click into it. Like it kind of should be regardless, like to a certain extent. You can tell the ones that are just bullshit usually, but like it's a reason to click into it, investigate deeper, and be like, what the fuck's going on here? And then make a decision on whether or not it's a reasonable article, because not all
Right.
of them will be,
Or if the
but
headline
like,
is enough to piss you off out of hand, like
it's probably
that
not true.
should be something for you to self-reflect on and realize that the headline is triggering on purpose. It's trying to get an emotion out of you. The fucking headline should be dismissed out of hand. At least until you can find more information on the topic that it's talking about. Right? Remember the facts don't care about your feelings bullshit that Shapiro always likes to say?
Yeah.
Well, you should
Yeah.
practice that instead of just fucking preaching it.
But that's my point though, is that they don't care. They'll turn Facebook off right then and there and just go tell their neighbors. Guess what I read?
Yeah.
Well, where'd you hear that? Well, I saw it somewhere. Okay. Well, what'd you see? Well, this. Oh shit, that pisses me off too. Let's get together. Let's make a Facebook group. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and here's the thing
Angry
too. Like
moms.
I want to say, yeah, million moms, whatever. Currently at 1,050 subscribers. Anyway, here's the thing. We all do this, okay? I'm not trying to fucking get up on a soapbox and say I'm perfect and I never do this. I fall for shit all the time, but I try and acknowledge that and be better at not doing that because I don't want to feel like a fucking moron or be tricked into something. That's the worst feeling in the world. I don't want to. So I try and improve upon my way of thinking and my, how I reason with stuff. When someone tells me a load of shit, I'm very fucking skeptical of them.
Yeah.
You should be too.
There was a 15 minutes of my life where I thought Ebola zombies existed, and I think it's on me that I kind of wanted them to exist. I think I was like
yeah,
14.
that'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah. It was like when that one guy got it in Texas, I was like, all right, no more school.
Here we go. No more school. Yeah, Cox shotgun.
Guess we're doing this.
Walking Dead was popular. I'm like, I'm fucking ready.
Yeah, let's fucking go, man.
Just like
dude.
Zombieland, you're gonna fucking run into an Emma Stone in a grocery store.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish.
Except I'd probably die
I would
first.
let her fucking step on me in a grocery store.
I'd be the fat zombie that fucking gets taken out by the banjo, I think. Is that what happens?
yeah, smashes him over the head with the fucking banjo.
Yeah. That'd
I
be my
watched the
luck.
first like chunk of Zombieland recently. That movie fucks.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely does.
Starts
Have you guys
out with
seen
For
the
Whom the
second
Bell
one?
Tolls? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it.
Dude, you got to go see it. That's your
though.
mission. You never watched Idiocracy either.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I
You
did.
did? We
I
never
watched
talked
it that
about it
night.
again.
I know we
It's a
did.
scary documentary, isn't it?
That's fucking
yeah,
rough.
that one's fucked.
It made
Well-
me feel sick
That's
and
not
hopeful.
how it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think that movie's one of the funniest things in the world. And now, like, I
Escape.
don't know. Again, I think we talked about it, but the scene of Terry Crews coming in as as president, and the similarities it shared with the Hulkster fucking tearing his shirt off at the RNC. I was like, oh God.
We're almost there, guys.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ on a motorbike.
Yeah. That
I'd like to think that the Macho Man would never do anything like that.
yeah, that's true. That did remind me of that though. No, but that movie was it was funny, but it was very much a kind of hit too close to home, I felt.
Back when it came out, it was a comedy.
Yeah, you might not realize this. What was the show? What's the fucking show that like Dax Shepard's character is watching and he gets interrupted? It's just a bunch of dudes hitting each other in the nuts
Yeah.
or whatever. It's
there's
funny.
Ads, There's ads running around the perimeter of the fucking show the whole goddamn time. Like, we're almost fucking there, man.
That's fucking. That's what got
dude.
me. When I after I watch that movie and I go back to like YouTube or anything like that, I can't go fucking 30 seconds and do like a video of the Vikings or something like that, and all of a sudden it's ad right on there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're already fucking there. It's more annoying now. I'd rather have it on a fucking ticker like that.
And then you can ignore it.
Yeah.
Or you can you can become desensitized and just ignore it.
Yeah. They're getting paid. I'm watching my video. We're all happy.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. We're all good, man.
It just takes up real estate on your screen, so you got to buy an even bigger one and to get the same fucking picture.
Yeah. I want a 55-inch, so I bought an 80-inch.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy you watched it.
Yeah, we got to do a review of that next, I think.
I might have to watch it again.
We're living it. We're here. Yeah, how do you feel, Rick? Let's take a little bit of time. Just review real life for me for a while.
How did you guys feel when you woke up out of your hibernation chambers?
Bad, thanks. Next question.
You mean my bed?
Yeah, you mean your hibernation chamber. Everyone started calling you an F word. Fucking a gay slur. Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Cool. Well, to wrap up our debate notes, you guys have any final words on?
I felt that it reminded me of like the Simpsons class, like when they're running for class president debate with like the bully, Bart's bully, I can't remember his name with the cutoffs, and like Lisa running for class president. And it's just like the fat bully would be like, recess for everybody. And all the fucking idiots would be like, yeah, that's who I'm voting for. And then Lisa would be like, I want to promise you guys like more study time. I want to get this for you guys. And this, everybody would be like, boo. And fucking shove a finger up their nose and stuff. Yeah, we want recess and more milk. So I literally wrote that down in my notes. But yes, that's kind of my final thoughts on it.
But we'll never get the milk.
Oh. I think that's pretty accurate. I just look forward to round 2. I hope they do round 2. I hope Trump sacks up. If he wants to be a tough guy, better debate that little girl again.
Yeah.
That little
also
weak... Yeah.
On that note, I cannot wait for the vice presidential debate.
Oh, that shit's gonna fucking slap. Yeah, I'm ready for that. Tim Walz is gonna fucking awesome. Minnesota nice that cocksucker into the floor. He's gonna fucking go over there and give him like a fucking dad hug, and he's gonna be like, "It's okay. I'm sorry your dad never showed up to your football games." And Vance is just gonna be like, "Whatever. That's so gay. I don't want my dad proud."
Just gonna fucking melt. Starts to run.
Yeah, he's just gonna fucking melt him, man. Tim Walz is gonna fucking go in the parking lot and change the fucking spark plugs in JD Vance's car just to be a nice fucking guy. I swear to fucking God. And he's going to tell him his policy is ass right to his fucking face. Can't wait. That's how we do in Minnesota, boys.
When is that debate? Do we know?
Fuck, I'd have to look. October. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye and probably do another one of these for that one. Let's be real. That's gonna be lit.
All right, fellas.
True
Well,
facts.
it's been a pleasure. Well, I'll get this rolling. But yeah. All right.
It's been
Amen.
a pleasure to pleasure you.
Giddy
Safe
up.
drive.
All right.